Mark Robinson, the embattled Republican gubernatorial candidate for North Carolina and the current lieutenant governor of North Carolina, has finally decided that after several weeks of not doing anything about it, he is in fact suing CNN for defamation over their massive report that showed comments he allegedly posted on a adult website over a decade ago. Now, when that story came out, of course, and we saw these comments from Mark Robinson, many of which I can't necessarily repeat here, but he did trash Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and he said he would prefer Hitler over Obama. He also expressed his tastes in certain adult film styles. But either way, it was a pretty bad report that painted this dude in a negative light.
Technically, Mark Robinson said he lied to protect Trump.
And this is the thing. Mark Robinson, now we know for sure is a liar. And I'll tell you about some of these people, you know, as they used to say, the chickens are coming home to roost. These people have nowhere to turn. People like Mark Robinson. He can't come back to the black community because basically we have disowned him. Okay? And now the GOP has disowned him as well. Didn't win the governorship of North Carolina. So he's in a state of limbo right now. He doesn't know what to do. And I'm not sure whether he's going to be able to make money in his own state. He's not lieutenant governor anymore, I don't believe. And he was not voted in as governor. And the GOP, Trump did not give him a seat in his cabinet. So this is a problem with these black people that maybe about 10%, 12% of them who voted MAGA. Now, we're saying as black people, you vote who you want to vote for. There is freedom of speech in America. But this guy, this one particular guy, Mark Robinson, is just an outright liar. And we know this as black people. One thing black people are not going to do is back you after you have basically said you were a black Nazi and you have been at these different websites and supporting pornographic material and been to these branches and been in these pornographic stores and looking at pornographic movies, and you have a wife. This is a serious problem, and especially for black men. Black men can't afford to put themselves out there like that and think that they are going to be accepted, not only not accepted by black people, but accepted by whites as well. Okay? We can't go that route. Let's listen to the rest of the video, and we'll go from there.
My nose stayed still. That was true. A politician who lies about lying. Even my nose doesn't know which direction to grow anymore. Cantina.
Been praying for me all week. You've been nervous all week, but I ain't afraid of the spooks that sat at the door. These runaway slaves hiding in the White House.
All right, so today is the Black History Month.
And this is what he meant, his pastor meant by the spooks who sat by the door. The spooks who sat by the door waiting to get into the White House. And the spooks who sat by the door who want to be accepted for some reason or another. We understand why they want to be accepted. And it's basically because of money. They want to be in on the money trail. They want to be accepted so they can make money. And this is a problem with some black people or just people in general. They don't think about other people. They don't think about other people in their community. They don't think about, and this happens with a lot of ethnic groups who want to be accepted, who want to be accepted in the mainstream of society. And they believe that white society is the mainstream. In order to be accepted, they have to be like Mark Robinson and a number of other wannabe politicians or wannabe other content creators like Candace Owens. You know, these people are not accepted in the Black community anymore. And they try to get into the Black community again, they will be shunned and they will be disowned. They've already been disowned. Let's listen to the rest of the video. This gentleman right here is just an absolute idiot. See what he has to say.
Reception at the White House. I'm out here, and you can see all of these people standing and waiting in line to go into the White House reception for Black History Month.
Blacks!
For some reason or another, these people who are waiting to get into the White House for what? Buttered biscuit dinner, you know? They have to say, hey, Black America, we do support Black America. No, you don't. You never supported Black America. You wanted to get rid of Black History Month. Mega did. Okay? So you have these buffoons right here thinking because they're in the White House, it's a treat and they're privileged and they're entitled. And that's not the way it is. But this is a problem, is that when you lose your pride and integrity and you lose who you really are as people, over 400 years should have told you something about what Mega thinks about you. And I'm not saying America, because there's a lot of great people in America, but we understand what Mega's position is in terms of being inclusivity. We understand that. And it's not about including these Black people. None of these Black people, they're just there for a free dinner, a free buttermilk dinner, buttermilk biscuit dinner, and none of them are in the cabinet. None of them have any political prowess in his cabinet. And this is a problem, and it's an ongoing problem. This is why we do not associate with Black people. I don't care if you're Black, white, green, or yellow. If you have no integrity about yourself, if you have no pride about yourself, and you are willing to embarrass yourself and dehumanize yourself, then that's a serious problem with the majority of Black people. Again, 87% of Black people didn't vote for Mega, but these people right here did. And it tells you something about these Black people. They put on their Sunday best to go to get a free biscuit dinner, buttermilk biscuit dinner, and none of them have a seat in the cabinet. They have no clout. So let's go on with the video, and I'll give you my last comments.
Got something for you. Go ahead and buckle your seatbelts and hold your weaves down because you guys aren't ready for this. Had a special ceremony at the White House today for Black History Month. We know you guys love it. You love a little bit of acknowledgement. When we toss you a little bone, you just eat it right up. Bigly. So many of my Blacks were in attendance today. Round of applause for my Blacks. You guys think I don't have Blacks anymore? You think I only have Kanye and Candace Owens? You're wrong about that. You're wrong about that.
And this is the problem. You throw people on a bone and they bite. And these people are probably some of the most disgusting people, Black people, that you can find in America. I always said one thing: greed will destroy a community, a society, and a world. And these people are basically trying to find some way they can assimilate or some way they can be accepted into the Mega community. And Mega's already told them, no, you can't come to our meetings. No, you cannot be a part of our movement. They've already told these people that. Now you've got these, what we call as Black people, house Negroes, slavers. people who want to be a part of the action, people who want to be validated, people who want to be heard for a few crumbs. And this has been an ongoing problem from day one. I used to tell my students when I used to teach, I'm retired now, but I used to tell my students, I said to them, if you veer away from the light and you veer into the darkness, there's going to be a lot of people who are in that darkness that's going to keep pulling you into that darkness. And it's going to be more and more difficult to find your way back to the light. And this is what's happening with these, 10 to 12% of Black people who voted for MAGA. They have lost themselves. They're deep in the darkness, and it's going to be hard for them to get or to find the light again. There's going to be more people pulling them further and further into the darkness. And they don't see that. They're not acknowledging that. They continue to go deeper and deeper into the darkness, and they're going to have a hard time finding their way back to the light. The old saying, chickens are coming home to roost. That's exactly what's happening. Exactly what happened to Mark Robinson. Now he doesn't have anywhere to turn. Okay, I'll wrap it up right there. Please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.